Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. We are dental practice brokers. I was a dentist for 25 years, now doing the brokerage for, 15 years now. Today's topic is case study. Trying to sell a dental practice and real estate home office. Difficulties encountered. Solutions? ? We'll get into that. As you know, we now have 10 employees. We're in 25 states, and we're working 363 days a year. We're available and only taking off Christmas and Easter. Available to you from 8:30 a.m. till 8:30 p.m. East Coast time. So please give us a call, and we'll try to help you out wherever we can. Now, our phone number is 201-663-0935. Website, dentalpracticeguide.com or nationwide dentalpracticebrokers.com. Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only, not legal advice. So, also, by the way, if you have a large practice grossing $1 million or more, 5 operatories willing to stay on, you may be a candidate for one of the DSOs. They often will pay our commission, so there'll be no commission to you. But we have the inside track who the best are. We work with over 140 of them across the USA. We know who's good, who's not, who to stay away from, and we can help you there. Now, in addition, if your practice selling for over $1 million, any practice, and we're representing you, we'll reimburse your legal fees upon successful closing. So give us a call. We've done that multiple times. Now, the dilemma is this. We've come across this several times. This is a case study, case in point. Great dental office and really nice building, but it's more of a home office. The dilemma is nobody wants the real estate because they don't want to live there. Great financial, write-off, great incentive-wise, it's fantastic because you have the home office, you can write off the home, the office. It's just unbelievable. And your commute time is 55 feet instead of 45 minutes. You're just walking down the block, walking down the driveway. And sometimes they're separated, sometimes in the same one. It's trouble sometimes with the spouse. They have children at home. The spouse, they may not want it because they're worried about children. Most dental offices are on a busy street. Understandable. Now, we've been trying to sell one for 2.5, 3 years now and it's not selling. Beautiful office. The buildings work like over $1 million. Practices grossing under 800. Been trying to sell it for a long time. Just nobody wants the real estate. Even though it's a nice opportunity, even though your commute would be minimal, it is hard. What are your alternatives? What is the solution? It's not selling because nobody wants the real estate. You got to come up with a solution. And one of the solutions, it will be timely. You've got to maintain ownership of the house and create a rental. All right? Rent the house out. Now, certain houses, certain towns have variance. You have to apply for variance because they want you to own the real estate and because grandfather clause, live in the house, or at least own the real estate if you're going to be an owner-operator, at least. But town have ordinances against that. You got to apply for a variance, and that is time-consuming. A few $1,000s you got to spend on attorney fees, but you need the right attorney. You need like the town attorney who knows everybody, and you may have a neighbor that's complaining. Not easy when it comes to variance in real estate. Not easy at all. So you're going to have a problem. First of all, you start on this variance very early on. I mean, 2 years before you're ready to sell the practice. If you have a home office, you just got to think this is going to take a long time. Obviously, it'd be a lot easier if you just sell it to somebody who's going to buy the office and live there and practice. Not too many doctors want to do that. Maybe 2%, 3% of everybody you're going to bring. It's going to take you forever. So you might as well apply for the variance in the event, like you get somebody to buy the office that wants everything while you're trying to get the variance and you didn't receive it yet. Hey, that's great. Who cares? But the time it takes to create a variance and the expense, it's going to make it a lot easier to sell the office. Even easier if the real estate's worth less than the practice. When it's upside down, it's another problem. You have a piece of real estate that's worth $1 million, a practice that only grosses $400,000. It's upside down for cash flow. Makes it even more difficult. So you've got to begin preparing well ahead of time. And if indeed you do sell it, and how long should it could take 2 years or more to sell your practice. So you might as well apply for the variance now. Yes, I know you don't know. Maybe you'll find somebody that's going to buy everything and you're hoping for that so you don't have to go through the variance. Chances are they do not want to buy the real estate. That's it. They don't want it. The home office, they don't want it. A small percentage will. But the amount of time it's going to take you to wait for that small percentage that will buy it all, you may be running out of time. And also, if you get disabled in the meantime, and I'm dealing with that like crazy now. This month's been a bad month. We had numbness in the arm, somebody with cancer that just was managed for the last 20 years, but all of a sudden just got hypergrowth, ran into problems. Had to close the office down. And then we had another disability. I know it won't happen to you. Just tell this to your friends, because it won't happen to you. You don't have to worry. You will not get in a car accident. Don't worry. You will not suffer any trauma, problems, issues. Don't worry. They're not going to happen to you, but it's going to happen to the other guy. So give this information to your friends. So at a home office, these are some of the things you're going to encounter. Just say first thing, okay, I want to sell my office to home office. Chances are very few people that come to visit the office will buy the office and the home. Right away, think about splitting up to two. Think about a variance. 2 years. At least it's going to take you, assume it's going to take a year or 2 years to sell almost. So a year before or longer, get the variance. Then it's going to be a lot easier to sell. In the event you don't need it, yes. You spent a lot of time and money and you found somebody that's going to buy it anyway. Okay, it's like fire insurance. And what can I tell you? You don't want your house to go on fire, but you need the insurance. Just do this, because I'm dealing with this all the time. Some brokers will not take on the home office. They will do it because they know it's very hard to sell. Nobody wants it and it's a waste of time. So I'm telling you, said the broker, I have a variance, I could rent out the office. Now you're much more competitive. I could rent the office out. Of course, a lot of buyers want real estate, but they don't always want real estate that's a home office. Maybe a condo, they'll be okay with that. Home office is more challenging. These are things you have to think of. So that's what we're going through now. One of our sellers is trying to get the variance. It's been a year. I think in the end of this year, it'll be more than a year they're trying to get it. And then what do? If the town board agrees with you, because you have a name and you have a good attorney, what are you going to do then? If you have a neighbor that doesn't want you to do it, that neighbor could wear you out and not agree with it. Believe me, they'll hire an attorney and drive you crazy. And maybe you'll get through it. Or you negotiate something with the landlord, be able to get through it, but that's a headache. So the standard time it takes you to get the variance, add on that, what happens if you have a complaint? What are you going to do? That's going to extend the process even more. Well, if you're doing this prior to selling, in anticipation, you're going to have trouble. You got time on your side, because we weren't ready to sell anyway now. Another alternative is, sell the records, but what are you going to get? 20, 25 cents on the dollar, 30 cents, depending on what area you're in, and then sell the real estate separately. That's the easy answer, but you got to take a big hit. So maybe if your practice is very small and the real estate's worth a lot of money, Maybe you could find somebody to buy it, or move the practice and rent from somebody else, free up the real estate. If the real estate's worth that much money, it might be. Then it may not pay to go through all this stuff. On the other hand, I don't know what how hard you've been working. What kind of growth do you have at the practice? Yes, alternatives, sell the records if you can. Not everybody wants to give you the money for the records either. Some of them want to wait until the income comes in. That is, they base what they're going to give you on the income that comes into the practice. Try checking that. That's a little challenging. Want you to stay on for 6 months or a year in their office. A little challenging. So that is an alternative, but you make a lot less money because, as I say, 20, 25, 30% on the dollar for your records, and you got to work at the other guy's office for a little while. So that's not easy to do, but it is an alternative. But you're going to lose. You're going to lose the value of your practice, which could be 65, 70, 75%. That's a fair amount of money if you need the money. So there are alternatives. The easiest alternative, get the variance. Give the new doctor a 10-year lease. Maybe the doctor will buy it from you. I don't know. But at least you got the practice sold. You got some kind of income coming in. I don't like to, be a landlord, but sometimes you have to. So these are things you're going to do to assist you in getting the practice sold. We got a case study going on now. They're going through that problem right now. And you need the best advice. You need a real estate attorney. You need somebody that's on top of their game. All right, team, we are working it and working all day. So a couple practices today down in South Jersey. Worked out really well. Excited. Took some time off. Ran up to the beach. Saw a good friend. It was a nice day. As I say, you got to do these things. Make everything happen. By the way, we got a big public service announcement coming out. I'm trying to get onto this. There's so many disabilities I deal with. It's like unbelievable. 3 this month of September. 3 of them. And 1 today. Another one today. Another one a week ago. And another one before. That's 3 this month. So trying to get a public service thing out of all the diagnostics tests you should take, no matter what your age. I just heard of a girl, 25 years old, has thyroid cancer. 35 years old. Get all your diagnostics tests, your imaging, your scans, your abdominal, a CAT scan of the heart, calcium score of the heart, sonogram of the thyroid, sonogram of all your aortic valves, your upper, lower, all your blood tests. They have this 99 panel. It's like $500. You send it in. Even I think LabCorp will even do it. 99 different blood tests you can take to predict. I don't know how close it is, but predict everything about your blood, cancer, and everything. We're going to come up with a list. Just trying to do it from what I've learned for all these people, all these doctors that have got disabled. It's twice a month. I'm getting these disability calls. It's 3 times this month. 3 times. Major disabilities. So we're going to try to put a list together of everything you should be doing as far as diagnostic tests. I'm just sharing it. You do whatever you want to do. But I think it's important because I'm dealing in just a different world. And I'm going to try to put everything together in a small list and do whatever you want to do. But another thing is you get these the tests done now. You establish a baseline. Even if nothing's wrong with you, you get a baseline going. What'd your heart look like in year 25? What were your blood levels in year 25? If something happens in the future, go back to these tests and say, what did it look like back then? You may have some kind of issues been there for 20 years, and you didn't know it. And it'll be there for another 20 years. It's not a problem, but at least you had a baseline to study. Just something I learned about. All right, team, hit the subscribe button. You'll hear all the videos we have. I think I did like 5 or 6 this week, doing a little bit of traveling. Hope you learned it. We're off to Chicago to be a reviewer of one of the dental healthcare conferences, and then we're off to Utah. That's going to be great. Great talking to you. Have fun out there. I certainly am. Bye.